Hi everybody, and welcome to another video. Now this is one where I'm going to be showing you how to make the 2009 Boba Fett hasbro blaster with sound effects and lights. Now there is another version of this currently available, but that is just a hollow plastic nasty thing from Ruby's, which has got a fixed trigger, and although when they're painted up they do look nice, but this is a much heavier blaster which takes batteries and has sound effects and lights. So I'll just turn the lights down so we can see this in a minute. Okay, and it's got a really nice sensitive trigger on it, so you can really... Okay, what I'm going to do is try and turn this into something which would look good with a full costume. So what you need is Automotive spray paints, matte black, satin black, gloss black, whatever your preference is. Personally, I think these look better in satin, which is kind of halfway. I've got some gold and some silver and some brown to kind of age the thing and give it a bit of a kind of a used, rusty, distressed look. But most importantly, when you spray this thing up, you do not want to spray over the LED areas, okay? So what I've got there is a little sticker over the end, because behind that sticker there is obviously a red LED. And what we're going to have to do now is tape up all these vents. So if you just willy-nilly go spraying, you're going to go through those little slits or vents or slots, and that is going to just basically spray the bit that lights up black as well. And you do not want to do that. So here we go with an easy way of preventing that from happening. Right, so basically what you need to do is get some good quality surgical tape. This is like bandage tape, and cut off very thin strips. And the good thing about this tape is it's got like a woven fabric inside it, so you can tear it into quite easily manageable strips. So I'm just going to get some scissors here, and I'll try and show you what I mean. So if you make one indentation or one slice on it, you can carry on going, and that will just carry on the same path until you eventually have a nice thin strip there. And this is like surgical tape. It's much better than sellotape. They use it for wrapping around bandages and things. Better than sellotape because sellotape, you can put it on and that's it. You try and peel it off, it's going to stretch and break, and this is strong stuff. So just to show you what I'm trying to get at here, we have here a long vent. I am now going to protect this vent with the tape. So there we go. Can you see that on there? And then press down with your finger, and that will prevent the black spray paint from colouring over the red LED areas. Okay, so when you've applied all of these, you'll be ready for spraying. So I'm just going to put this down here. There we go. Press that down. Very important. You don't get any spray paint in these vents, otherwise all your hard work is going to be for nothing. Okay, almost there. Right, so that's almost done. Now I'll just show you the back of this rifle, this EE-3, correct me if I'm wrong, Carbine Boba Fett blaster, if that's the correct name for it. I've already sprayed a couple of coats to the butt of the rifle, or the stock, whichever way you look at it or want to call it. The reason being is when you handle this thing, you are going to want something to hold where you're not going to get black paint all over your hand. So rather than leave a bit untreated until the very end, I did this bit first. So it gives me something to hold while I'm, manhandling the blaster. You can spray it, from a distance, and you're not going to get paint all over your hands. Plus, obviously, fingerprints, things like that. So this was sprayed yesterday, and this is bone dry. One thing I would say, the Mandalorian logo, can you see that on there? Okay. Now that has got quite a thick application of paint on that. So you will need to very, very carefully and very, very gently, there we are, can you see the logo there? Sand that down with some very fine glass paper. I mean, that's probably the finest you can get. The same for the kind of distressed camouflage effect on there. I think it was like brown paint on grey paint on grey plastic. I think that does repel the spray paint, so you'll need to sand that down. You can see there where it's bubbled. Yeah. So anyway, a couple of more coats, that'll be gone, and there's the Mandalorian logo here on this side. So that will need to be sanded down before you paint that. Okay, so that's all ready to be sprayed now, and now I'm going to take it outside and apply some black spray paint. Okay, so now we're about to start spraying. One thing I would strongly advise though, before you attempt to spray any of this, it's very important you wear some safety goggles, because this paint, which is automotive paint, if it gets on your eyeballs, it is going to sting. So please, please, please wear some protective eyewear. I know these look like cycling shades, but they are actually safety glasses. So I'm just going to put those on a minute. Right. And now you're ready to start spraying. Now, it's quite cold today, so do be careful. If it's a very, very, very cold day, it can affect the behaviour of the paint when it lands on the plastic. You're better off doing this on a nice warm day or indoors in a garage. The fumes from the spray paint are quite, toxic, make you feel nauseous, so do wear also a breathalyzer, a breathing mask, a spray mask, something like that. So I'm just going to put this on a minute. Okay, here we go. And then when you spray, add sweeping, short, sharp bursts. Don't just over one spot, because you're going to get drip marks straight away. You have to rush in to rescue it with a brush, and the whole thing is going to be a waste of time. So let me just show you how I would spray this. Okay, obviously hold it at arm's length and about a foot away. Short, sharp, sweeping bursts of the spray paint. Okay, here we go then. Ready? Right, can you see that? Okay. Check it for any drip marks and repeat the motion until the whole thing is covered. Don't try and do the whole thing at once, because you need to check for drip marks. Okay, so now I've done both sides. Once this is dried, leave it for half an hour to be on the safe side, because you don't want to try and pick this thing up and discover it's not dry by leaving fingerprints all over it. So, things like the inside of the scope, obviously that's not being done, but you can come back and touch up little bits like that later. Don't try and do it all at once, because you need to come back and inspect it, give attention to any areas that need attention, and just keep turning the thing around. Make sure there's no drip marks, and then apply again, do the same process again, add another coat, and then when it's completely dry, then you can do the weathering process. Okay, so there it is drying in my conservatory. Don't leave it to dry somewhere which is obviously it's going to be exposed to the elements, rain, things like that. Stick it somewhere nice and warm, and leave it for at least half an hour before you come back and do anything else. I don't think my pause button is going to last for half an hour, so what I will say is thanks for watching, and remember protective eyewear when you're doing this, because if it does hit your eyeballs, it's going to sting. And I've taken it off now, but wear something, a respirator mask, a spray mask, because you don't want to breathe in the fumes. It's not pleasant. Okay, thanks for watching, and I will upload another video when I do the final part, which is the touching up, the weathering and the distressing. Okay, thanks a lot.